Edition of Living the Run here on ESPN 1280 The Ticket, where each and every week we talk everything health and fitness. We talk about movement. We talk nutrition. We even talk a little thoughts. Co-host here, it varies week to week, and in fact didn't have one last week, but Olympian Paul Tarek out, back in. Haven't had him. Glad to have him. Former Major League Baseball catcher, current scout with the Cubs. Adam Melhuse, wonderful to see your face back here on the Central Coast.
Definitely good to be back here. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania was a little boring, I have to be honest. So it's good to be back. So yeah, excited for the show.
Hey, first time me running the board with you in here, so we'll maybe cut you off a couple times at the microphone. No big deal. Nobody's gonna know on the other end. But good stuff. I thought I'd start. You know, we talk so much movement, we talk so much nutrition. We're gonna get into it today. Show is big. Bill Grundler from Inferno here to talk CrossFit. We're going to talk Paleolithic diet a little bit. We'll get Virginia from Vert Foods, as always. Action-packed show. But let's start it off from the side of thinking well as well. We know our thoughts influence our life tremendously. They do in every avenue. There's a quote I came across this last week. I thought it was powerful. Think about this one, guys. If you want to know what your thoughts were like yesterday, look at your body today. If you want to know what your body will look like tomorrow, look at your thoughts today. This is big stuff, because when we start to think about the energy production we create on a daily basis, yes, we can talk about our green smoothies. It seems to be the wave. Yes, we can talk CrossFit. We can talk some of the different ways of using energy systems, et cetera, physically. But we all know if we're down a little depressed emotionally, or if we're up emotionally, we could have missed that green smoothie. We could have missed that workout. But if a friend is coming from across the country we haven't seen for years, and they're going to be here for 3 days, our energy's flying despite it. So we have to think about those thoughts. Big part of an athlete, Adam, and you know that playing baseball for a long time, where your thoughts were often led to the production of what you did on the field that day.
Totally. That's interesting you say that. Just flying back on the plane from Pittsburgh, reading a study on the book of James, actually, and I'm in the second chapter of it, but your outlook determines your outcome, and I thought that was powerful. So, the man sitting next to me, Bill, can speak on that. I mean, just fresh off of the CrossFit SoCal Regionals, man, I was talking to him in the lobby, just impressive, following along, seeing some of those workouts flashed up on the computer screen, and thinking to myself, I don't even think I can do that without a bar, what these guys are doing. I mean, it is, it's funny, but it's not. I'm just like, this is impressive. And, the way these guys, in West from the gym finished third, I mean.
But folks, if you don't know about this, Adam's leading into it pretty big. If you haven't heard of CrossFit or the CrossFit Games, get out of the cave. I don't know where you've been. In fact, maybe we'll talk a little bit about caveman nutrition here in a little bit. We're joined by a guy who just flat out reeks of athleticism sitting in here. Bill Grundler from Inferno. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. I don't know. Did you say that I need deodorant right now? Is that, I'm reeking of
I think
athleticism,
that's
bad
it,
BO, or what?
It's the type of smell we like to smell
Yes,
here
sir.
at ESPN studio.
Reeking of madness, I think is what it is. Madness. Pure madness.
Well, yeah, it is. But as you know, pure womanness out there too. Some of these females are putting up some big time numbers in CrossFit. I'll tell you this. Let me ask you this, Bill, right off the bat, because as an outsider to CrossFit a little bit, I'm paying attention to what's going on, but I haven't necessarily participated at the level that you're doing, the games, etc. From an outsider, it almost appears cultish. It's like a great religion going on. When you're in there in the gym, does it feel that? I mean, do you feel that energy of people getting together, and not cultish in a negative way, but a group that continues to synergize, domino effect, and starting to produce some energy in the exercise realm, different than just your regular old show up at the gym type of routine?
Yeah, 100%. It's funny you bring up the cultish thing. That's something that's been tagged to CrossFit basically since it's kind of made its inception and kind of broke out into the world in 2002. Cult is a good word because it is a group of people that are speaking the same language, saying the same types of things, being involved in the same types of things. And CrossFitters have a way of becoming obsessed with the workouts and the stuff that they're doing. They'll talk about the WOD and the workout of the day. Did you do Fran? Did you do Helen? And people are looking at you like, did you do what? Who's Fran? I hope she's hot. I mean,
Yeah.
you hear stuff like that all the time. It even I saw it. There was a clip that actually made it onto NCIS Los Angeles, something like that, with LL Cool J. And they were talking the same type of thing. The girl comes in talking about, she hit Murph the other day, and she's over it, but left her kind of sore, blah blah blah. And the outsider didn't know what the heck they were talking about. But that's what CrossFit is. And you're right. There's a ton of energy with that. And I think what's positive about it is if someone's going to be that obsessed about healthy living, healthy eating, being around the right people that are doing the right types of healthy stuff. I mean, you talk just like what you said opening the show about the positive thoughts. Positive begets positive. So you surround yourself with that. And you really can't go wrong.
But let's get touch on this too. Is in the workouts is because I'm there at the CrossFit Inferno. Sweating it out, trying to pretend like I'm still an athlete. But you got ranges from your Bill Grundlers all the way down to some people that are just walking in that pretty much don't know what they're in store for. And the workout fits everybody.
Absolutely
fits everybody. And what's great about it is, you can get as competitive as you want with it. And, there's people that are finishing the workout 5 minutes ahead of you, stop to come root you on.
Yeah.
And that's what's phenomenal about it. Like, come on, you can do it, cheering. So it's not like, dude, I just blew your doors off, and I finished 5. Everyone's pulling for one another.
And you'll see that in the CrossFit Games, which is basically our Olympics. You have, this year there's 139,000 people that started the first qualifier to see who's going to make it to the games. You get to the games, you have the top 50 men and top 50 women worldwide. And in those workouts, someone finishes first, and they don't stop and leave. They stop and go to the next guy to cheer them on and cheer the next guy on until everyone is done. That's just kind of the CrossFit way. You don't see that in any other sport. You may see it in other workout programs where everyone's cheering with the music and everything, but they will literally surround the one person that's last, and that person gets the most cheering, the most rooting on, more than the person that even wins it.
Hey, no question. Talking to Bill Grundler here of Inferno CrossFit Gym here in San Luis Obispo. Interesting thing that you just said there. There's two spots that I thought of right away. Olympian Paul Tarek, who sometimes co-hosts on this show. The decathletes do that. It is interesting at the Olympic trials to watch these guys cheer one another on, trying to get to that next point level, trying to get to that next thing. The only other spot is the Special Olympics.
Yeah.
It's the only other spot that this is happening. Dispel this myth for me real quick, because Adam was kind of getting into it, but a lot of people don't feel, until they've walked in, they don't feel that it's the place for them, that they feel like they would be an outsider, or that the level is just too darn high.
Right.
When they're walking in, and that it's not an initial starter for somebody. So somebody who, like Adam said, either they never were athletic or they've been away from fitness for so long. Is CrossFit really a spot for these people?
Absolutely, 100%. Let me first off by saying, I know our workouts the Inferno is very popular nationwide, worldwide, for having some pretty rough workouts. We're just known for that.
I can attest to that.
And he looks good when he does it too. So I've been told by a lot of people that, I look what's on the website and I see what the workout is, and I say there is no possible way I can do that, so I'm not even going to waste my time. We program for the best athletes in the world, but we scale for the rest of the athletes in the world, every single person that's in there. So just like Adam was saying, we have everyone from grandmothers, never worked out, first time worked out, used to work out, injured, broken, whatever, all the way up to firefighters, military people, high-end athletes, whatever. And we will scale appropriately for each one of those people. The reason it works is that the movements that we use are functional movements. And when we talk functional movements, they are movements that are going to mimic movements in real life. Movements that are innate to our body. We're built a certain way to do that. A lot of times, I remember when I'd work out in the gym before we even had the gym, I'd just been in the regular gym, I'd be doing my squats and I'd be going down all the way, below parallel, and everyone would be coming up to me saying, "Oh, you're going to hurt your knees, you need to hurt your knees. It's bad for you to do that." Well, your knee bends all that way. So it doesn't bend the other way, so you're not supposed to go one way, but you are supposed to go the other way. So how is it bad? If we're built to do that, We're built to do that. So it's okay to do that.
Yeah, no question. I mean, go around the world, you see people in that position that you just mentioned, in a relaxed position. Yes? They're there washing their clothes. They're there making food. This is a relaxed position, much less a better position for digestion and the expelling of bowel movements. Not something we're probably going to get into too much here, but it is a tremendous position. It's an interesting point. Talk about this, because another myth or a misconception I think is that it all has to be heavy weights.
No.
However, we're into a lot of body weight things, right? And when you talk about functional movements, you got to be able to get yourself up off the ground, out of bed. You got to be able to move, pull, push. Talk about that, how that proportion goes out in the gym as well of body weight movements in comparison to just strict weight.
Okay.
Movements.
Overall, what we want to be able to do is move light weights. A lot of times, our body weight. We've got to be able to move no weight first. We have to move ourselves. We want to be able to move moderate weights. We want to be able to move heavy weights. We want to be able to move large weights, large loads, long distances quickly. But before you can move large loads, you have to be able to move correctly. So what we do in CrossFit, what we do in the Inferno is we first learn the movement, master that movement, and make sure we have as much range of motion in that movement, and then we go for intensity of that movement. Intensity is going to either be the amount of reps we're doing, how hard we're doing it, or how heavy we're doing it. So yes, we do want to move a lot of weight, and yes, you are going to have a segment of your CrossFit population that want to come in and do all the Olympic lifts, the clean and jerks, the snatches, the deadlifts, the heavy presses. We have a lot of women that come in that have never touched a barbell in their entire life. They're in there for 3 months, 6 months, and all of a sudden they're doing Olympic level snatches, not at the weight of an Olympic level lifter, but they're doing it with grace, with perfect form, and that's what we want. Those movements are innate to our body. They show flexibility, they show power, they show explosiveness, and that's what we're trying to do with CrossFit. CrossFit has one goal, and that's to increase our level of fitness, period. And when we talk about fitness, what I liked about CrossFit and what really got me into this was it is the only workout program that I have seen, that I've come in contact with, that everything is defined. I know exactly what my goal is. My goal is to improve my fitness. Fitness in CrossFit is increased work capacity over broad times and modal domains. And what that means is I need to be able to do more work, different time domains, so short, medium, long, different ways, running, jumping, lifting, rowing, throwing, climbing, all those different things. And so when I'm able to do that, I'm able to do a lot more things. I have a lot less holes in my fitness, and that's what I'm trying to improve. So everything we do aims towards that. And as long as we're doing that, we're going to be using light weights. We're going to be doing body weights. We're going to be doing gymnastic movements. We're going to be doing Olympic lift type movements and powerlifting movements. We're going to be running. We're going to be doing whatever. We get crazy.
Hey, Adam, this is big stuff. Thanks for getting this guy. We need this guy. The energy's high.
I told you.
We got to talk. We got to take a break, but we're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit of Paleolithic diet. Of course, that seems to be paralleled in nicely to this.
Yeah.
When you start talking these movements, people start thinking hunter-gatherer. All I think is Paul Tarek and the Olympian doing all these different movements. He could move fast. He could move long. He could jump high. He could just do it all. He was flexible. He had endurance. This is good stuff. Energy's high. We're living the run today here on ESPN 1280 with Bill Grundler from Inferno. Virginia from Vert Foods coming on next. She's going to give us a little talk on pesto. I think we're going to try a little pesto. We'll put that into the Paleolithic diet. More here on Living the Run. Stick with us.
You're listening to Living the Run on ESPN Radio 1280 The Ticket.
Hey guys, Paul Tarek from Living the Run here. As a former Olympian, there is only one place myself and fellow athletes go when it comes to chiropractic care on the Central Coast. With 4 chiropractors in the clinic, SLO Wellness Center is the largest, most comprehensive group of docs in San Luis Obispo County. I began seeing Dr. Rex Stevens back in 2005 for spinal adjustments to help maximize my performance, minimize my injury, and allow me to compete at my best. When the difference between a win and a loss can be just a fraction of an inch, perfect alignment in all joints is essential. One of the great things about the team at SLO Wellness is no matter where I had an issue, whether it was my spine, my foot, knee, wrist, or shoulder, they were always able to help. This team, made up of Dr. Rex and Molly Stevens, Dr. Sachs, and Dr. Bandolo, is sure to help you reach your health and fitness goals too. If it's chiropractic care you need, go where I go, SLO Wellness Center. Check them out at slowwellness.com or call 543-8688.
Folks, When it comes to the health of my teeth, I will not compromise, and neither should you. It's time you go where my wife and I go. Go see Dr. Ryan Ross. I get it. Not everyone loves a dentist, and heck, even a few of you out there are scared to death of these offices. Bad past experiences? Well, you ever had a bad haircut? How about a bad meal somewhere? You didn't stop getting your haircut, and you certainly didn't stop eating, so stop ignoring your teeth. Dr. Ross's gentle approach, calming demeanor, and office full of upbeat staff puts your dental fears to rest. Conveniently located in a great little house on Marsh Street downtown, Dr. Ross's office exudes the highest level of professionalism, mixed with an atmosphere much like your own home. Look, nobody's in a rush here. It's not a get 'em in, get 'em out atmosphere. Every time I'm in Dr. Ross's office, it's like I'm the only guy that matters. No distractions, just full focus on my oral health. If you're interested in the highest quality in dental care and want to walk out of the office every time with a smile, call Dr. Ryan Ross today, 541-5800.
Puma Aquatics team offers year-round swim programming for novice, recreational, and competitive swimmers. For 16 years, Puma has developed some of the fastest swimmers on the Central Coast, as well as the nation. Puma has 3 convenient locations to choose from, providing programming for all of San Luis Obispo County. Puma offers swim assessments for new swimmers on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the SLO Kennedy Club, Atascadero Kennedy Club, and Arroyo Grande High School. For more information about Puma Aquatics, check out pumaswim.org. Join the Puma Pride and challenge yourself to reach new levels in your swimming. Puma Aquatics, where pride, passion, and persistence pay off.
You want to get fit? And I mean really fit? Fit for fun? Fit for looking good? Fit for life? It can happen for you at Athlon Fitness and Performance in San Luis Obispo. Athlon has a 4-week fitness fast start designed to get anyone back on track and moving like a champion quickly and effectively. For a limited time, you can start Athlon's 4-week fitness fast start for only $197. That's 4 weeks of personal training, nutritional guidance, movement rehabilitation, motivation, fun, and encouragement, all for just $197. Take your body and your athleticism to a new level. Go to athlonslo.com. That's ATHLONSLO.com to learn more about the 4-week fitness fast start. It'll be the best decision you'll ever make.
We're back with Living the Run.
Welcome back to Living the Run. We're off to a kick of a start. Bill Grundler in studio from Inferno CrossFit, as well as Adam Melhuse. As always, in each and every week, we are joined by Virginia of Vert Foods. I want to say this, one of the things that before we get Virginia on, when we think CrossFit, we think Paleolithic diet. When we start to go into the literature, etc., very interesting stuff. One 2002 journal, American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, made an interesting statement. They said, in comparison with the diet habitually ingested by pre-agricultural Homo sapiens living in the upper Paleolithic period, the diet of contemporary Homo sapiens, us, is rich in saturated fat, simple sugars, sodium and chloride, and poor in fiber, magnesium, and potassium. These and numerous other post-agricultural dietary compositional changes have been implicated as risk factors in the pathogenesis of diseases of civilization, including atherosclerosis, hypertension, type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis, and certain types of cancer. This is big stuff, huge topic. Glad to have Virginia in. Virginia, talk to us a little bit about what we are consuming here in the world of pesto. Oh, Virginia, tell me we didn't lose you. Line 1, I'm telling you, Adam, line 1 has been killing us.
Yeah.
Killing us routinely on that. Thoughts on that quote, Bill, as we're going forward? This fits, right? It fits synonymously, perfectly, parallels wonderfully to what CrossFit's trying to put out there.
What CrossFit does, movement-wise, is it brings us back to the old days, the old calisthenic days. If you look at before the pre-bodybuilding style of movement, it was all about full range, full body movement type stuff. That's what they did. All the old man, strong man stuff, the kettlebells, all that. That's all old school stuff. Here we are once again. The nutrition is the same type of thing. We used to eat right. Not very processed food. We grew a lot of our own stuff.
Is that because it wasn't available? Or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what they do now, with all the foods that we're eating now, it's all about convenience. They want to make it cheap. That's why you see that high fructose corn syrup and everything. It's cheap. It's a cheap sweetener. It wreaks havoc on us, but it's a cheap sweetener, and then get it into everything. That stuff's like poison. We're addicted to it. So the fact that we have been told that this is good for us, that's good for us, this is good for us, is now being kind of turned on its head. That whole, the USDA pyramid, where the base of the pyramid was carbohydrates. It was all breads, wheats, rice, grains. All that is sugar. Once our body takes it, it turns into sugar. So we've been basically turning that all upside down. That's not what we lived on before we became an agricultural society.
Hey, let's see if we got Virginia. Virginia, are you here? No, line one. Line one.
Line one. Come on, line one.
Line one, a total disaster. Go off on that.
I was going to say, it's crazy about that is I'm just reading before nap time for my son, 2 years old, Dr. Seuss book, and what's in there. I mean, it's the Dr. Seuss about like hygiene and stuff, and what's in there is the pyramid, and I'm just looking at it going, okay, son, that's not right. This isn't the right.
Don't eat that. Yeah, don't eat that. Don't eat that. And well, I tell you what, it's hard because people want to do the right thing.
Right.
And so what do we look at? We look on the TV and it says the American Heart Association stamps its approval on this because it will lower your cholesterol. And what's that on? Cheerios and wheat and a lot of these other types of foods that we are not built to eat. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're just not. We're told that it's the best thing for us. We're told that it's going to, make us healthier. But in reality, it's not. It's not going to. What it is, it's a subsidized product that the government wants us to eat because that's what's kicking out there.
Right.
There's a ton of movies, Fathead and a lot of the movies on the Monsanto seeds and all that kind of stuff that you can see what's actually happening. And I mean, you can get all conspiracy theory about it if you want to. But
that King Corn, that was a movie about the fructose. And I mean, they're just silos and stacks of corn. It's like turned into high fructose corn syrup. It's like, oh, I see. So they're making it big incentive for them to make all this corn. And then when you got it all, what are you going to do with it? Well, you walk down the aisles and it's hard not to find something without that fructose.
Well, the bad thing is it was all something that was derived on a bad science project. I mean, the Ansel Keys, this is where all the lipid hypothesis all kind of started from. The Ansel Keys study, he called it the 7-country study, which basically was those who ate high-fat products had high heart disease. What he did is he looked at, I think it was 22 different countries or 22 different areas, groups of people. But what he did was only selected the 7 that sat on that line. So there were all these other countries and groups of people that would eat a lot of fat but didn't have any heart disease or very low heart disease. There were some people that ate extremely lean and had high heart disease. But those groups were taken off. Those countries were taken off. But here we go. We're just looking at this other line. So it's like, we've been kind of, the wool has been pulled over our eyes a little bit. And what's happening now is with everything, with movement, with nutrition, there's that grassroots movement of let's get back to what we're supposed to be doing. How are we built? We're genetically made a particular way to either move or to eat and to function. Let's get back to that, and that's what we're trying to do.
Hey, there's a perfect segue, to this whole gene thing, Bill. One thing, again, Bill Grundler from Inferno CrossFit here in San Luis Obispo joining us in studio.
Also, Paso Robles CrossFit.
Oh, Paso Robles, too.
That's right, the Northern Inferno. Inferno. We're burning up on the north side also.
Shoot, I lived up there in the North
That's
County.
your neck of the woods.
I'm leaving them out. I'm feeling kind of bad. One of the things that you hear so often is it's all about the genes, right? Oh, it's just my bad genes. It's genetics. That's why I've got.
Hold on. I need to cut something off here because I have genes that have said that I'm supposed to do. That's the whole Angelina Jolie thing. Yeah. I have the gene that I might get breast cancer, so I'm just going to take them off now. That's a whole nother show if you want to get into that one.
It is a whole nother show. Maybe we will get into that
ahead of the curve.
Yeah, ahead. Cha-ching. Hey, even back I'm looking 1985, New England Journal of Medicine. It had a title of article, Paleolithic Nutrition, a consideration of its nature and current implications. Here's the most interesting thing out of that article. And people need to realize this, okay? And this is what they're missing. Human genetic constitution, this is their conclusions, has changed relatively little since the appearance of truly modern human beings, Homo sapiens, about 40,000 years ago. Even the development of agriculture 10,000 years ago has apparently had minimal influence on our genes.
Yep, how we're built, totally.
Over and over, go to the European Journal Clinical Nutrition, 1997. The nutritional needs of today's humans arose through a multi-million year evolutionary process during nearly all of which genetic changes reflected the life circumstances of our ancestral species. But since the appearance of agriculture 10,000 years ago, and especially since the Industrial Revolution, genetic adaptation, this is the key right here, genetic adaptation has been unable to keep pace with cultural progress. Well, cultural progress or just changing into garbage food?
Yeah. Wow.
I wouldn't call it progress. I'd call it a regression, essentially, of the way that we make food. And again, they're showing, you can find article after article on this, that they all look and say the genome hasn't changed. If you remember back in the 80s, well, that was supposed to be the big thing. They were going to find a gene for every issue.
Yep.
And their conclusions baffled them that there weren't that many genes and there wasn't a gene for every condition, but rather the genes changed how they express
exactly
based on the environmental stimulus that came to
it. It all has to do with the expression of those genes. And if you are putting the right fuel in your body, then your body's going to react and respond the way it's supposed to, the way it's built to do it. If you put the incorrect stuff in, you may still live, you'll survive, but you won't thrive. And there's a difference between that. If you're surviving, doesn't mean that you're going to be totally healthy. Doesn't mean you're going to be able to not have disease and not have cancers and all that. I mean, you're still living, but you're not thriving. And there's a difference. And that, I think that's what a lot of people are missing, when they're looking at nutrition.
What if you just had I mean, obviously the list is endless, but if you can just, for the listeners out there, they're just like, okay, wow, 90% of that just went right by me. I missed it.
Right.
And you say, okay. Let me slow this thing down for you. What are a few things like, okay, if you can eliminate A, B, and C from your diet, what would those things be? What would you say? Okay, make an adjustment, eliminate this, that, and the other, and see the difference. What would that be for you?
The very first thing I would tell people is do whatever you can to drop the bread, the grain, the wheat,
and
the
why?
oats. Just because all that is a very heavy insulin spiking reaction to your body.
And then when the insulin spikes, you store fat, correct?
Absolutely,
okay.
yeah. Well, it's after a while, if you're constantly, and this is what we do, we have so much sugar in our diet. And when I say sugar, I'm talking carbohydrates. Carbohydrates meaning, people think that carbohydrates mean just bread, but what I'm talking about is high glycemic carbohydrates, anything that's going to really spike that insulin. The more often that happens and the higher it goes, your body starts to lose that sensitivity to that, and then it can't really react the way it's supposed to react. That insulin response is a reaction that is supposed to help balance your blood. And if you lose that, then you don't have that protection anymore.
So is that mood swings?
It's going to make mood swings. It's going to make fat intake, everything. It's going to be bad.
Don't try to explain what's happening at your household. We don't need to bring that into studio. What he's saying here, really simply, it ages you faster.
Oh, yeah.
Simple. Oh, yeah. Ages you faster. Okay, we're going to try one more time. Do we think we can possibly bring Virginia in Avert Foods? Virginia, are you there? No, it's not
Strike 3!
That's like, what is it? Yeah, 3 strikes and you're out. This is perfect stuff.
I think you're going to have to do it via text or something like that. Just go text message on this one.
Yeah, no question. I wanted Virginia to come in and chime in on this. Hey, look, again, Bill Grundler from Cross-Fit Inferno, both here in San Luis and in Paso. Bill, real quick before we go to break, and then we'll talk more about this stuff. This is such good stuff for people. How do people get into CrossFit? I mean, as far as cost, et cetera, everybody pays it. I just show up and I can pay a site visit. I want to come for one time. Is it a membership fee? Can I go to other gyms if I'm a member here? Can I get it done in Arizona or Southern California? How's all that work?
The easiest way to do it, at least for the Inferno, is we just say come in. We have a drop-in fee set up, but we understand that we want people to come in and check it out. I already know they're scared to come in and look at it anyway. So if they're going to come in, I'm like, hey, come on in. We'll give you a free week, set you up, and so you can kind of see what we do, how we move, what the different workouts are, all that kind of stuff. The way CrossFit is set up, the headquarters has set it up, is each CrossFit is individually owned. So they aren't franchises of each other. We don't have the same colors. It's not like you go to one Subway or one McDonald's and all of a sudden, here we are talking about McDonald's and Subway. talking about paleo. I don't know if that's right or not.
Come on, we don't go there.
But, it's not like you go to the McDonald's in Phoenix and then all of a sudden the one in Pittsburgh is the exact same. Everyone looks the same. Everything tastes the same. Each CrossFit box is going to be independently run, and they're going to be done differently. They're all independent businesses. The two Infernos, the Inferno and the Northern Inferno, between our members, if you are a member at one, you also can work out at the other one. We know that people are like, transmuting. Maybe they live in Paso, but they work in San Luis or flip-flop. We love our members. Our members are our community. They're our family, so we want to make sure that they're able to get in and get their workout done. We have a monthly fee, so we don't lock someone in for a year unless they want to lock themselves in for a year. But what we know, like we are so confident in what we offer to our members and to our clients that once they're in, we know they're going to stay in. We have a very low
what is
rate
it,
of loss of people.
CrossFitInferno.com?
CrossFit-Inferno.com, yeah.
CrossFit-Inferno.com. They can look at it a little bit more. Okay, hey, more with Bill Inferno, CrossFit, both in SLO and in North County here. Good stuff here on Living the Run, ESPN 1280 The Ticket. Stick with us.
You're listening to Living the Run on ESPN Radio 1280 The Ticket.
Hey guys, Paul Tarek from Living the Run here. As a former Olympian, there is only one place myself and fellow athletes go when it comes to chiropractic care on the Central Coast. With 4 chiropractors in the clinic, SLO Wellness Center is the largest, most comprehensive group of docs in San Luis Obispo County. I began seeing Dr. Rex Stevens back in 2005 for spinal adjustments to help maximize my performance, minimize my injury, and allow me to compete at my best. When the difference between a win and a loss can be just a fraction of an inch, perfect alignment in all joints is essential. One of the great things about the team at SLO Wellness is no matter where I had an issue, whether it was my spine, my foot, knee, wrist, or shoulder, they were always able to help. This team, made up of Dr. Rex and Molly Stevens, Dr. Sachs, and Dr. Bandolo, is sure to help you reach your health and fitness goals too. If it's chiropractic care you need, go where I go, SLO Wellness Center. Check them out at slowwellness.com or call 543-8688.
Folks, when it comes to the health of my teeth, I will not compromise, and neither should you. It's time you go where my wife and I go. Go see Dr. Ryan Ross. I get it. Not everyone loves a dentist, and heck, even a few of you out there are scared to death of these offices. Bad past experiences? Well, you ever had a bad haircut? How about a bad meal somewhere? You didn't stop getting your haircut, and you certainly didn't stop eating, so stop ignoring your teeth. Dr. Ross's gentle approach, calming demeanor, and office full of upbeat staff puts your dental fears to rest. Conveniently located in a great little house on Marsh Street downtown, Dr. Ross's office exudes the highest level of professionalism, mixed with an atmosphere much like your own home. Look, nobody's in a rush here. It's not a get 'em in, get 'em out atmosphere. Every time I'm in Dr. Ross's office, it's like I'm the only guy that matters. No distractions, just full focus on my oral health. If you're interested in the highest quality in dental care and want to walk out of the office every time with a smile, call Dr. Ryan Ross today, 541-5800.
Puma Aquatics team offers year-round swim programming for novice, recreational, and competitive swimmers. For 16 years, Puma has developed some of the fastest swimmers on the Central Coast, as well as the nation. Puma has 3 convenient locations to choose from, providing programming for all of San Luis Obispo County. Puma offers swim assessments for new swimmers on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the SLO Kennedy Club, Atascadero Kennedy Club, and Arroyo Grande High School. For more information about Puma Aquatics, check out pumaswim.org. Join the Puma Pride and challenge yourself to reach new levels in your swimming. Puma Aquatics, where pride, passion, and persistence pay off.
You want to get fit? And I mean really fit? Fit for fun? Fit for looking good? Fit for life? It can happen for you at Athlon Fitness and Performance in San Luis Obispo. Athlon has a 4-week fitness fast start designed to get anyone back on track and moving like a champion quickly and effectively. For a limited time, you can start Athlon's 4-week fitness fast start for only $197. That's 4 weeks of personal training, nutritional guidance, movement rehabilitation, motivation, fun, and encouragement, all for just $197. Take your body and your athleticism to a new level. Go to athlonslo.com. That's ATHLONSLO.com to learn more about the 4-week fitness fast start. It'll be the best decision you'll ever make.
We're back with Living the Run.
Hey, welcome back to Living the Run. Good stuff so far. Bill Grundler, of Inferno CrossFit in studio with us. We've been talking CrossFit. We've been talking physicality. We've been talking a little bit of nutrition. Again, one more article, 2004, Paleolithic Nutrition. What can we learn from the past? This was in now the Asia. So we went United States, Europe, and now Asia, right? It's going to sound a bit repetitious here, but it says, genetically, our bodies are virtually the same as they were at the end of the Paleolithic era some 20,000 years ago. The appearance of agriculture and domestication of animals some 10,000 years ago and the Industrial Revolution some 200 years ago introduced new dietary pressures. Here's where it gets good. New dietary pressures for which no adaptation has been possible in such a short time span. Thus, an inevitable discordance exists between our dietary intake and what our genes are suited to, i.e., tons of diseases we've never seen before at rates that we've never seen before.
Yeah, we were healthier before we ate this way. So all the adaptations that you're seeing heart diseases, you're seeing cancers, you're seeing
type 2 diabetes. You're seeing even dental work. If you look at the teeth of the Paleolithic man versus our teeth, I mean, they were big, strong people back then. I mean, that's just how they were. Hey, Adam, do we get a strike 4 in this game? We're gonna go strike 4.
I've never heard of it.
I just heard her in the background. She's even giggling on Virginia Bird Foods. We got Bill Grundler in studio from CrossFit Inferno. Talk to us a little bit about this pesto that we wolfed down in here.
Well, I'm glad you got to enjoy the pesto while waiting on me. I missed Max just a little bit, but you have to have that outlook, right, for that good outcome.
Hey, I like
you guys are.
Go ahead. I like blaming the board, but it was just the person running the board as usual.
Well, you guys were talking about functional fitness. Another aspect is actually functional nutrition. So one of the things that you were enjoying with that pesto is actually a little bit of natural prevention. I was saying to Rex via text message, it's not necessarily a pretty subject, but during the springtime, we have some outbreaks and some issues, and one of those are actually intestinal parasites, which is pretty rampant right now in SLO County. And I've had a lot of questions of people saying, why is this? Like, how did people live 100 years ago if, there's intestinal parasites? Well, one of those reasons is because we eat a lot more raw seeds. One of those raw seeds being pumpkin seeds. We also eat a lot more raw garlic. So both those things are a natural deterrent for intestinal parasites. So what you're eating is actually a raw pumpkin seed and garlic pesto, a very natural preventative, not a cure, but a preventative for intestinal parasites. And it tastes really good.
Glad.
I agree.
Definitely tastes good, yeah.
Definitely tastes good. We want to keep those parasites at bay. I'm glad we at least got you on for a couple minutes. Again, tell people where they can learn more about your nutrition, how to take some of these local foods, these local resources, and get themselves educated to start using this stuff.
Absolutely. My website is vertfoods.com, and for anybody who's specifically on the paleo diet, I actually, that is one of my mainstays. As people in town know, I win the gold every year at the Paleo Cook-Off. I do cook specifically paleo with local or organic foods and make sure that it still tastes interesting and fun for people.
Awesome. Definitely interesting, definitely fun, and definitely educating for so many people. Thanks, Virginia.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good night.
Thanks for being patient with us. Oh, we got a strike 4, Adam. That was brilliant. They're going to add one of this. It's almost like that whole deal, they're getting all over the umpires, right? These guys are missing the strikes anyway, so I think they missed that third strike on us, and we got that extra opportunity. And thanks to CJ Silas, whose show is next, CJ Silas show here on ESPN 1280 The Ticket from 7 to 8. CJ has one of her all-time favorite interviews coming up, Miss Danica Patrick. Coming in via phone. Would be better in studio, Adam, huh? Yes, we'd be happy to see Danica walking through that door in the next few minutes. But great interview. Stick around for CJ's show. Hey, in these last few minutes here, Bill, tell us, why. Just give us the why again. Let people know maybe they didn't catch it from the beginning, but why CrossFit as opposed to some of these other gyms, these other options that people have. Again, one of the things I say, and tell me if I'm wrong, but one of the things that we've talked about a lot is you got to have fun with what you're doing. Mm-hmm. It sure as heck seems like you guys are having a lot more fun at the CrossFit gym than most people you see just kind of mundanely going through it on the treadmill.
You obviously are coming in after the workout because it doesn't look like fun during the workout.
No.
I'll say that.
Well,
there's a love-hate. There's a love-hate.
There's a love-hate, yeah,
sure.
no question. But talk about that.
I think with the why is you need to move correctly. And what we do at the Infernos, at both Infernos, the Northern and the one in SLO, is we really push proper movement. And we want to get you from wherever you are. It doesn't matter what your fitness level is. In fact, I get a lot of emails from people saying, should I work out first before I come in there so that I'm ready to go before I get there? And I tell them, no, I don't. Whatever you're going to do in the regular gym is not going to get you ready for what you're going to be doing in here. However, what we do in here will get you ready for everything out there, and that's what we're wanting to do. The why is it's going to make you a more functional human being, period.
You don't have to be training for the games to want to come in to do CrossFit, right?
No, absolutely not. And there's always, and that's an important thing you bring up, Adam. And I think a lot of people have learned about CrossFit from ESPN. What they're seeing on there is the sport of CrossFit, and there really are two different segments within CrossFit. There's the sport of CrossFit, which is these athletes, these very high-end athletes. And I gotta say congratulations to our own Wes Pyatt. He's one of our trainers at the Inferno. He's going to the games this year. He made the third spot, which will put him in the top 50 worldwide, going to the games, shooting for that number one spot, fittest man on the planet, possible $250,000. Kid's just unbelievable. He did a great job.
But you talk about perspective though, real quick. Top 50 in the world. What's the perspective on how many people are competing in these things?
There were 138,550 people started the open event. From that, there were the top 2% of that amount that actually went to the 17 regional events that are going on right now. We just had the first 4 regions this past weekend. SoCal was one of them. And we had they're the top 48 men and top 48 women in those, and they're going to do that worldwide over 17 different regions. You get the top 3, or some regions are going to have less than that, maybe 1 or 2, depending on the amount of CrossFitters they have. Bring them all together in July, the week of the 22nd to the 28th, down in LA at the StubHub Center, which is the old Home Depot. It's now the StubHub Center. And then they're going to throw down in some unbelievable workouts. But again, that's the sport of fitness. That's just like NFL. Like I was talking to Adam earlier. It's not like going outside and playing a tag football game at the beach and then saying, oh, yeah, I'll go hop on the NFL team and just get in there. It doesn't work like that. That's high-end athletes. Sport of fitness is let's learn these movements. Let's improve your movement. Let's increase that flexibility. Let's increase that strength so that if you are a grandparent, you want to be able to play with your grandkids and not get winded because you're going to walk across the street to go get them ice cream. You're going to be able to do that. And that's what we do. That's what we do. We scale everything down so that everyone is able to do all these movements. And it is an unbelievable thing. And what I've heard is from a lot of our members is it doesn't matter what end, where you are on the spectrum athletically. The fact that everyone is working out together, there really is a camaraderie that is built. And that's why I call it the CrossFit Inferno team or the Northern Inferno team. We are a team. Just as like what we were when we were in, like when I wrestled in college at Cal Poly. Doesn't matter. It's not me. It isn't necessarily the same thing as a soccer team, football team per se, but everyone's in there grinding it out, sweating, screaming, yelling, whatever. And then at the end, we're all high-fiving, and then you get to go home all happy.
That's what I was wanting to touch upon is, when Wes competed in the OC Throwdown, it was back when I kind of first started, and I didn't really even know Wes that well, but, met him a few times, and he was very helpful and everything else. And through the Facebook page, followed along and just, totally pumped up and, wow, this is awesome, and he killed it, finished 6th or something. Yeah. And then what was really, really cool is the whole Inferno rallied around and said, hey, we're going to surprise him. He's coaching the 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock class, whatever it was. After the class, we're all going to come around the corner and just, surprise and then throw up a video that one of the members made that recapped the whole. And here's like 40, 50 people in the gym watching. And I think it moved him to tears.
He was crying.
I didn't say it, Wes. I didn't say it.
He's a passionate guy. It's all right. He knows. He tears up a lot. He tears up pretty easy. But it's a family. It really
unbelievable.
is. And that's the difference between going to the gym and being on the treadmill, without a doubt.
Hey, Bill, thanks so much for coming in. You brought
pleasure.
A ton of energy here. You brought a ton of energy to our listeners. You make me think of that movie Into the Wild. There was a book as well.
Yeah.
The guy came to the conclusion that happiness is best when shared.
Absolutely.
And no question about that. You're saying that's what's happening in the CrossFit gyms.
100%.
Some good stuff, good food stuff, good physical stuff, and just good spiritual stuff, being around other humans, encouraging one another, and celebrating. Thanks a ton.
My pleasure.
Congratulations on your success.
Thank you very much.
Hey, folks, get to the CrossFit Inferno gym either here in San Luis or up in Paso, CrossFit/Inferno.com, right? They can find
dash. Actually, I think if you put it CrossFitInferno.com, it'll work too.
Yeah. Okay,
we got both those on there.
Got it. And then again, where are you guys located here in SLO?
In San Luis, we're right off of Suburban Road, so you go out past the Running Warehouse and all that out there. We got a warehouse that we just throw down.
Cool.
And up north, we are right off of a Ramada Drive on the opposite side of the freeway of Target.
Awesome.
And we get busy.
Awesome stuff. Adam, Mel Hughes, and I will wrap up the show here on ESPN 1280 The Ticket next.
You're listening to Living the Run on ESPN Radio 1280 The Ticket.
Hey guys, Paul Tarek from Living the Run here. As a former Olympian, there is only one place myself and fellow athletes go when it comes to chiropractic care on the Central Coast. With 4 chiropractors in the clinic, SLO Wellness Center is the largest, most comprehensive group of docs in San Luis Obispo County. I began seeing Dr. Rex Stevens back in 2005 for spinal adjustments to help maximize my performance, minimize my injury, and allow me to compete at my best. When the difference between a win and a loss can be just a fraction of an inch, perfect alignment in all joints is essential. One of the great things about the team at SLO Wellness is no matter where I had an issue, whether it was my spine, my foot, knee, wrist, or shoulder, they were always able to help. This team, made up of Dr. Rex and Molly Stevens, Dr. Sachs, and Dr. Bandolo, is sure to help you reach your health and fitness goals too. If it's chiropractic care you need, go where I go, SLO Wellness Center. Check them out at slowwellness.com or call 543-8688.
Folks, when it comes to the health of my teeth, I will not compromise, and neither should you. It's time you go where my wife and I go. Go see Dr. Ryan Ross. I get it. Not everyone loves a dentist, and heck, even a few of you out there are scared to death of these offices. Bad past experiences? Well, you ever had a bad haircut? How about a bad meal somewhere? You didn't stop getting your haircut, and you certainly didn't stop eating, so stop ignoring your teeth. Dr. Ross's gentle approach, calming demeanor, and office full of upbeat staff puts your dental fears to rest. Conveniently located in a great little house on Marsh Street downtown, Dr. Ross's office exudes the highest level of professionalism, mixed with an atmosphere much like your own home. Look, nobody's in a rush here. It's not a get 'em in, get 'em out atmosphere. Every time I'm in Dr. Ross's office, it's like I'm the only guy that matters. No distractions, just full focus on my oral health. If you're interested in the highest quality in dental care and want to walk out of the office every time with a smile, call Dr. Ryan Ross today, 541-5800.
Puma Aquatics team offers year-round swim programming for novice, recreational, and competitive swimmers. For 16 years, Puma has developed some of the fastest swimmers on the Central Coast, as well as the nation. Puma has 3 convenient locations to choose from, providing programming for all of San Luis Obispo County. Puma offers swim assessments for new swimmers on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the SLO Kennedy Club, Atascadero Kennedy Club, and Arroyo Grande High School. For more information about Puma Aquatics, check out pumaswim.org. Join the Puma Pride and challenge yourself to reach new levels in your swimming. Puma Aquatics, where pride, passion, and persistence pay off.
You want to get fit? And I mean really fit? Fit for fun? Fit for looking good? Fit for life? It can happen for you at Athlon Fitness and Performance in San Luis Obispo. Athlon has a 4-week fitness fast start designed to get anyone back on track and moving like a champion quickly and effectively. For a limited time, you can start Athlon's 4-week fitness fast start for only $197. That's 4 weeks of personal training, nutritional guidance, movement rehabilitation, motivation, fun, and encouragement, all for just $197. Take your body and your athleticism to a new level. Go to athlonslo.com. That's ATHLONSLO.com to learn more about the 4-week fitness fast start. It'll be the best decision you'll ever make.
We're back with Living the Run.
I don't know, Adam, when you look at the guests that we just had in here, Bill Grundler of Inferno CrossFit, you don't want the show to end. This guy's got massive energy, massive fitness. He knows what he's doing, and you can just sense that he's got all 3 aspects of it, right? He's got the nutrition dialed in. He's got the physicality dialed in, but he's got what we were just touching on in the break. He's got the mental dialed in.
It's unbelievable. I mean, he's unbelievable. He just, I mean, getting a chance to work out with him one time in a workout and then another time with Wes. I mean, these guys have a different level. They're just, I mean, the stuff that they do is just, I consider myself a pretty decent athlete, played at a pretty high level. And
decent, Adam. Come on, big leagues for more than 10 years. Hey, you're kind of like Brian Urlacher. Urlacher went down right 13 years. Didn't you do 13? Somewhere around there.
Parts of So it was a long time.
I thought about you today when Urlacher was getting interviewed by Dan Patrick. It was a good interview, and he's talking about what are you going to do next, and Patrick says you're going to get fat. And but there's that mentality. He says, "Geez, I don't want to work out right now. I've been working out forever." But here's where CrossFit, we didn't talk about that, but where CrossFit's good for you guys like you, Eric Burns, who we had on, he was talking about doing Ironman triathlon. Something a little bit different. Change your mind, change your mental thinking, but get back into that team atmosphere. Yeah. Big thing on CrossFit.
And competition. And competition. But, I mean, what I was saying with this is they're doing stuff. They're doing weight, now, to give myself a little slack. They've been doing it a lot longer, whatever. But it is safe to say that I will never be able to do what these guys are doing. I mean, it's safe to say that I won't even try it. I will come into you to see you in the office in 2 pieces, literally. So it ain't going to happen.
And I won't be able to put Humpty Dumpty back together again.
You got duct tape over there in the office? No, but I mean, I swear it is just, I think for men, for guys, the ultimate is respect. The utmost respect. It's phenomenal what these guys do, and to be fair, not only these guys are at the top of the top, so you in a way you can kind of throw them out, but the other people, there's some guys at the boxes too in Paso and in San Luis that are pretty darn impressive, and they're not even close to sniffing that level. So that just kind of puts it into perspective there. I mean, it's awesome.
It's elite stuff. Hey, tips and takeaways from tonight's show.
Your outlook determines your outcome.
Your outlook does determine your outcome, and I think that that's big-time thoughts. Hey, I want to get on the nutrition thing. Folks, your genetics haven't changed. The genes haven't changed. Journal after journal. We went to Asia. We went to Europe. We went to the United States. All the scientists have come to the same conclusions. The human genome hasn't changed over the last 10,000 years, probably 20,000 years. It is the environment that's changed. Change your environment, change your life, change your health.
So
big stuff.
How? I mean, like we've identified the problem. So give us a couple tips, me included, because I'm learning nutrition. Where do we start? Where do we say, okay, like Bill's saying, eliminate the bread. Okay, maybe eliminate the. Do you have to eat just lettuce all day, or what can you? How do you go about this?
It's a whole nother show, but again, we get away from. We go back to foods that once had life, vegetables, fruits. We get to the organic meats, and the meats have become a big problem again, just because of the way they're processed. Another topic, Adam, we'll hit that on another show. It's big stuff, but you have to stay tuned next. It is the CJ Silas Show, one of her all-time great interviews, Danica Patrick, going to be on the show. Awesome stuff. Slow late show after that. As always here on Living the Run, we say live healthy, live bold, come live the run. Join us each and every week, Wednesday nights at 6.